If you are starting a business, building a brand, or going out on your own as a creator or freelancer, you might think that the thing holding you back might be money. You look around at others and feel like it's going to take a ton of cash to build a website, set up your socials, start making content, run a sales funnel, get yourself the software, build out your team and pay people. It's all a bit overwhelming. And sometimes it makes it feel like starting your own thing is out of reach. But what if I told you that this entire business machine that I have built has cost absolutely nothing from day one all the way to servicing clients and making real revenue? The content, the website, the sales funnel, the project management, the project delivery, the finance, everything has all been set up in a completely free system that replaces the cost of hiring multiple teams, having different skill sets, and paying for SaaS products that you simply don't need. This business system generates over £5,000 a month, all set up in one free system by one person that remains free to this day. I'm Gina. I'm a startup expert from South London. And having spent 20 years building brands, I know that 2025 is the best time to start your own brand or your own freelance or creator project, because we no longer have the cash output and the risk that comes from traditional models. No more hiring people, no more burning through money for offices, just simple systems that are set up to help you succeed. I've taken my 20 years of experience and created the systems for you to set up and scale your own business. And now I teach you how to utilize tools and tech in order to do everything for less money, less time, and way less risk than ever before. If that sounds like something you want to get started, I have free systems set up for you, whether you are a creator, a freelancer, or launching your own product. Grab them right now because my entire business is completely set up for free within Notion. And today I'm going to teach you the 7 tools that I use in order to run my business by myself for very little or no money. So this is the scale of my business. It has multiple operating processes. It has a full website. It has multiple touch points with customers. It has an entire sales funnel. It has email set up. It has automation set up. It has essentially different departments that you would find in a traditional business model. This system replicates the work of around 15 to 20 people and multiple departments, all in about 2 hours a week. And to this day, I have spent less than £200 on my business. This entire business system has been refined over the last 5 years and has culminated in this scalable business right now that you can also have for free. I got into Notion during lockdown and to this day have still not paid a penny for it, yet I use it to run my content, my CRM, my onboarding, my go-to-market, my marketing, my finance, everything. And I've created those products for you for free, so grab them now. It will change your life. The way to build a successful business in 2025 is to set up your core components of your business through a scalable system such as Notion, and then utilize tools and tech in order to automate, delegate, outsource, and get access to information that was never available before. These 4 ways of using technology replace the need for teams. I have a video on how the next billion-dollar business is going to be built by a solo founder, and if you want that to be you, check out this video. But let's go through my top tools that are either completely free or incredibly low cost, which has enabled me to build my entire business by myself. Now, first is Descript, and this is my absolute favorite editing tool. As I've had a background in creative production, I was very, very late to implement AI into video creation. I am a huge believer that content generation is not the way that AI will be used. I believe it is a blip, and I am focused on the future of AI, which is taking away the drudgery and the repeatable tasks to enable you to be more creative. However, Descript is a tool in which you can harness the power of a production team for less than £25 a month. When you are just getting started, this tool is incredible for anybody making their own content. It removes the barrier of entry of paying for expensive editors, of having the skill set of editing, and enables you to drag and drop your videos into this tool, edit them directly in a transcript by deleting sentences, or simply utilize the AI agents to remove the retakes, shorten the words gap, and polish it up for you. When you are just getting started, this is exactly what you need in order to get your content going. There is a myth that you need big fancy production and big fancy graphics, but actually content is going the other way. and we are looking more at people's story, their value, and their vulnerability. So if you are just starting out, this tool is absolutely incredible. You retain your ability to create your content in your voice, and the AI agents within Descript make editing available for absolutely anybody. It's a way to outsource or delegate your editing, which used to be an entire team, to just one tool that is less than one coffee a week. Now, my absolute game changer tool has to be Notion. I speak about this every week, and I will not stop until every single startup, small business, and creator uses Notion. Built on databases, Notion is the most powerful tool for anybody who wants to start anything for no risk and no cost. You don't have any monthly contract. You don't have any monthly fees. You are able to build out web pages, forms, databases, processes, everything for completely free. You are also able to have guests on your page so you can have other people working on your product. I have set this up to run every aspect of my business, and even though my Notion is so in-depth, it is multiple databases bespokely linked with bespoke formulas on multiple pages, and honestly, so chunky, I cannot believe that I still haven't paid a penny, because I would pay a lot of money because of the value it gives. If you are not using Notion, you are missing out on one of the most powerful tools out there, and it is free. So grab yourself Notion. Now, the next tool that I love is Card. And Card is a tool that, if you are happy to have their branding on, is free. And when you are starting out, having someone else's logo on your website is not the end of the world. It is not a focal point for building your business. What is going to build your business is the systems and who you're speaking to. So when you are starting out using a product such as Card, where you are paying nothing to have a web presence that is so easily built with a simple drag and drop performance, is invaluable. I use Card for landing pages, for lead magnets, for clients who don't want the fuss of having to set up their own WordPress or Squarespace site. It is so user-friendly, you can literally scroll through, click on a template you like, and amend within the product the quick fixes in which to make your content transform into a landing page in minutes. Now, what do you actually put on that website, I hear you say? If you are starting a brand by yourself, if you are a creator, a freelancer, or if you had a product, you might get tricked into thinking that you need to spend a lot of money on brand identity and design. When you are starting out, there is no point in getting caught up in what your brand looks like or feels like and outsourcing this to a very expensive agent. I have had clients who have been quoted tens of thousands of pounds in order to set up their brand book before they have their first validation of whether their idea will work. When you are building something by yourself, a key to success is understanding where to focus your time, effort, and energy on. A default is your brand, because that is what we all want to feel part of. Something shiny, pretty you show your friends. Trust me, this is a waste of your money. What you are going to do instead is use Canva. And Canva is another product which, despite using for everything I need for the last 5 years, I still use the free tier. Anything that you need to design as a startup, as you are building, is completely free within Canva. They have hundreds of templates across every output you could ever imagine. If you are looking for a logo, all you need to do is search their logo templates. If you are looking for thumbnails, they have hundreds of options. Any asset that you need on your landing page or on your social will be templated through Canva. I have done a whole video on the only branding and design you need when you are starting out, but don't spend your time, effort, energy, and money on your design, on your logo. Simply use your word mark to start off with. You can change this as you grow in revenue, but before you make money, don't spend money on your design. Use templates already built within Canva product, and you will see that there will be something that fits what you are looking for. This is an amazing way in which AI has enabled us to outsource work whilst retaining control and reducing the cost. Now, no tool list would be complete without my absolute favorite tool that I genuinely pay for, which is Granola. I'm also a solo founder, so I don't have a team that can join the calls or take notes. As I run my business alongside other things in my life, I also don't have the time or space to set out other blocks after meetings in which to make sure I have captured everything. If, like me, you have a business or a service where you are going to be on calls, you do not have the capacity to be fully present and take notes. You also do not have the ability to remember absolutely everything after the meeting. That is why Granola has completely changed my life. This is a product that joins your calls and not only takes really clear, concise notes, but also formats them into tasks, next steps, assigns them to the right people, and actually reorders them properly for you. It is like Gemini to the power of 10. If you're just starting out and you have a Gmail, Gemini's built-in transcription does do the job enough in order to take notes after your calls, but Granola just adds that extra element of taking the notes and building out useful processes after the fact. With Granola, you get your first 25 meetings for completely free. It is then about £10 a month. If you do your first 25 meetings, I guarantee that you will want to keep this product. It reduces the cost of an additional person and it reduces the risk of you forgetting anything. It also means that you are getting back invaluable time. No more note-taking, no more follow-ups, no more admin after the fact. Granola is one of the top tools I use to run my business. The next tool is something that I see people paying a lot of money for, despite the fact that there is an excellent free version. Social media scheduling is something I rely on to run my business. I do not have a team of social media managers. I do not have the time to sit on social every day. If I did that, I would spend less time working on my clients. The Meta Business Suite has one of the most powerful social media schedule tools available on the market, and it is completely free. I have used things such as Later, HubSpot, Sprout Social, and there are some restrictions within those paid for products that Meta doesn't have. Instead of having a limit on the amount of posts you can schedule, Meta is unlimited. It also looks really far ahead, so you can do up to 90 days worth of scheduling all in one batch. Meta also links both your Facebook and your Instagram together, combining data on when your audience is available. The analytics available are so powerful, they are better than any paid for product, and they are completely free if you have a Facebook page. Every week, I sit down and batch schedule all of my content across my social media. And doing this through Meta means that I do not pay, but I still have access to all the scheduling tools and all the data analytics that come with it. There's also the added bonus of using this free tool that if I was to run paid ads, I already have a huge amount of information in which to work off for who I'm going to target. I see so many people spending so much money on scheduling tools, and Meta have theirs for free that is better than 90% on the market. Now, this last tool is a bit of a scalable cost. Automations are huge. They are actually life-changing when you think about a solo business. I have a whole video on automations that I use to run my business, and I have found that Make is a much better product than Zapier. I started using Zapier about 5 years ago when I was trying to streamline a lot of production management. Whilst it is a fantastic tool, I find that Make is not only cheaper, but is actually more accessible. Setting up automations through Make is literally as easy as following some big dumb buttons. I use Make to enable myself to never check my email inbox, getting my emails going from inbox through to Task Manager in Notion with one automation. I also use Make to set up automated emails to go out to people who sign up to my newsletter. Make can also be used to pull in metrics to your dashboard so your reporting and tracking is up to date by the minute. Make is an incredibly powerful tool with a much more accessible pricing system. So check out Make if you want to get started with your automations, and check out my video on the 5 automations that I set up that run my business for me. And now the last tool that is completely priceless is an email marketing system. I now use the Squarespace system and I actually pay for it. But when I was starting out, I used MailChimp's free version for a good 2 years. This has everything you need in order to get started with email marketing and even onboarding automations. The MailChimp free version also enables you to have pop-ups on your site. This tool means that you can literally make money in your sleep. I have a whole video dedicated to the power of email marketing. But if you are just starting your business or if you are a solo founder, you need to be automating your emails and setting them up so they work for you. This is a way in which you can completely delegate all of your sales work to a tool so you do not have to make a hire. And that is pretty much the scale of my business. I have one incredibly well-built system in Notion that is completely free. And within that system, I have several processes and operations that are then run through these either free or very low-cost tools in order to automate, delegate, outsource, and get access to more information so that I can run a business by myself for very little time and very little money. If that sounds like something you want to get started with, drop me a subscribe, check out all of my free resources. I have spent 20 years building businesses, and I know that the future of AI and tech is that we are going to use systems and tools to build the drudgery and repeatable tasks so that we can focus on that in real life connection and that community that we want around ourselves.